I said in my previous video that I was going to make a separate video about the store section of the game because I think that it's, well, a relatively huge thing to cover, so I didn't want the video to actually be maybe 30 or 40 minutes, so here I am talking about it. First thing first, you are not going to get the same HUD as I have right now when you start the game. Why is it? Well, it's because when you start the game you only have the recommended and the Originium tab. And how do you get the other one? It's basically locked behind 0-10. As I said in my previous video, there are a lot of things that are actually gated behind 0-10. But when you are done with 0-10, you're actually set to have all the things that are supposedly gated behind it to be available for you. So I am now going to talk about the different tabs that you will get, and I'm going to talk about the certificate first because it's the part that everyone is going to use, and then I'm slowly going to lean into the more spender section such as pack and Originium and explain them a little bit. So first thing first, the certificate. So as you can see on the left, there are a lot of tabs that are available there, but we're going to go from the top to the bottom. So the commendation. The commendation are things that you get when you pull. For example, I'm going to... this one is kind of not really readable if you don't know anything, but basically when you get an operator on the first time, you get those distinctions that you can use on the distinction tab. But if you get duplicates, you actually get those, but only from 1 to 4 star, as you can see there. The number are written there. If you want to see, you can go on rules on the tab. But if you get 5 or 6 star, it's going to actually give you distinction. How do you use those? So you use those by clearing those shops. As you can see on this shop, every month it resets, and this shop gets you to pull 600 random, a lot of LMD, well, quite a lot of LMD, those recruitment permit, tactical battle records, pure golds, and furnitures. So what is worth in this tab is everything except the furniture parts, but you still need to clear it. And why is that? It's because if you want to advance into the next level, you actually need to clear everything in this phase. So the phase 1 is all cleared, so I can get to the second. But as you can see on the third, it said all the items of one phase to unlock the next phase. So I'm not able to buy any random or LND because I didn't clear anything there. Another thing that you can do is actually go into the token exchange section, because I saw a lot of people not doing this, but if you click on this button, as you can see, all the dupes that I have, it's only on operators that are max spot, so for 3 star you're going to get them relatively quickly. I can say the same for 4 stars, but as you can see, 4 star are giving me those distinction when I'm actually converting them, and the 3 star are giving me commendation. And if I do this, bam, I trade them my dupe. You can't do anything with dupes when they are max spot, so this is the only thing that you can do with them. Next up is the distinction. The distinction is mostly used to actually buy characters or even 10 pulls. Probably guess I still hate Kernel, so yeah, never buy those. But yeah, currently Ines is available, and I think that she's a fantastic operator. She's probably one of the best operators in the game. She has a lot going on. There's little to no downside to her. Yeah, if you can get her, just get her. Most of the time you use them as a free-to-play to only buy characters, because the main issue with this is that there are a lot of things that are mostly for the whales, as you can probably guess, because how do you get those? It's either by recruiting operators for the first time or by trading dupes from 5 star and 6 stars. So as you can probably guess, it's going to take a long time. So let's say you pull on the exercise banner and you get enough to actually buy Ines. Well, I recommend you to actually do it. Next up is the only other thing that I'm going to talk there is the headhunting permit. So the only way that you can buy them is if you have 258 distinction. The thing being that if you want to buy them, the only time when it's worth is if you actually have the mean possible to buy them in one go. So you have 258, you can buy them, you buy them. Not necessarily always, but it's only worth it because if let's say you stop at phase 4, because it's divided in 5 different sections. It's 1 pull, 2 pull, 5 pulls, you get a 10 roll, and on the last section, as you can see there, it's 2 10 roll. So if you can buy all of them, it's always buy it in one go. But it's not my recommended things to do as a free-to-play. For the moment, just stick to buying operators. It's really the only thing that matters. Next up is this tab, so the Universal Certificate Exchange area. Well, this tab is if you pull on the kernel, you are going to get the same thing as Commendation, but it's because you pulled on kernel. As you can see, this is only limited to kernel. So yeah, I say to not pull on kernel, so don't bother doing this. And even if you see skin, it's never really worth it because all of those skins were free, such as you can see on Massive Travels. So if you go into the shop section of the event, you're going to see that there's a Broca skin and a Namiya skin. All of them were free, basically, but in a way, you can still get them by buying them into the distinction, as you can see there, or even here. But it's not worth it, don't do it. As for this part, when you do Tothage, this is what you're going to get. This is the word certificate, as we call them. This currency is actually used to buy chip catalysts, and those chip catalysts are actually made to upgrade 5 and 6 stars, and after that, well, this is the main use of those red certificates. In a more advanced way, you can buy the monthly module data blocks, because if you want to upgrade modules, you're going to actually see that it's really expensive, and at the same time, well, it's free, so why not? And there are also a lot of operators. So my go-to is I always buy one of them, but if I had to pick one that is really worth it, I would say Ethan. Ethan is probably one of the best 4-star available, but yeah, except the chip catalyst, the module data block when you're actually advanced in the game, probably mid to end game. And Ethan, I don't recommend anything because, for example, you can get baited because, oh yeah, you have a Royal Guard token, but at the same time, it's so costly that you're actually to burn sanity just to get this, and it's never really worth. So yeah, chip catalyst, module data block when you're advanced enough. It's actually really all you need to pick for him to work. Next step, this is something limited, and well, it is because it's only related to limited banners, but it's a currency that you get when you do one pull. When you do one pull, you're actually going to get one of those, meaning that I have 134 pulls on the current limited banner, and you can exchange them for a past limited 6-star. So, for example, W, Rosmontis and Skadi Alter are actually available for 200, but all the other are for 300. Meaning that if I do 200 pull, I can redeem one of those 3, and I can redeem all the other one if I do 300. But there's also another thing, and it's if you actually don't use them, after the banner ends, it will actually convert into those currency, which are the headhunting parametric model. Those currency, as you can see there, one pool is going to get converted into 6 of them, but only if you don't use them. So for example, I don't have Grace Bearer maxbot, so I'm not going to buy her for the certificate. So I'm probably going to have probably 140 at the end of the banner, and all of them are going to get converted into those if I don't use them. But if I use them, well, I'm not going to get anything. You can get quite a lot of materials there, so it's really up to what you need to. There's no priority or anything. You can really use them just as you wish. Last section is going to be something quite advanced, but I'm still going to talk about it. It's the intelligence certification. So this tab, it's about rerun event that I talked about. When an event rerun, everything is actually open, but let's say you have all those furnitures. It's always furnitures. Those are going to get once again up to buy. But the thing is, you will see that there's an icon saying you can buy them, but those are going to get converted into this currencies, and this currency is going to make you able to buy a lot of things. So there's a lot of materials around them, skill summaries and XP. The thing is, every rerun they had 2000 random on the shop. I can't say exactly how much random you can get just by converting them at the moment, but I think it's quite a lot. But you still need to go through rerun. It's going to be something that is going to take a lot of time because you need to play events and they need to rerun. So yeah, I'm just talking about it, but as a beginner, don't worry about it. I'm going to talk about those, but it's really straightforward. So furniture are a thing that you can use to decorate your base, the dormitory. And what I'd say is really, if you want one, like for example, you find this one really cute, buy it with parts. Never buy it with Origin Prime. Don't do it. I think it's even worse than refilling your sanity with it. So yeah, just pay with parts if you find something cute. There are a lot of themes that are available, but never, just never pay with Origin Prime. And the last part is going to be the credit store. So the credit store is a section where you can actually get free things from here. So as you can see, there are recruitment pyramid, there's expedited plan, and other great things. At the start, this one is going to get locked behind an operators. So the first one being courier. After, you're actually going to get Gavial, and third and last operator is going to be Durnar. So I think it's always recommended to actually take all of them, and it's going to be, so as I said, courier, Gavial and Durnar. So just take all of them, it's free, you can get them every day by logging in. And most of the time I take recruitment permit, expedited plan, and LMD when it's available. If you want to get this currency, you actually need to either go into the credit store. Well, you're going to see it because, well, I did it on the reset, which is actually perfect timing, I'd say. So as I said, as you can see there, I can claim it, and now I have quite a lot to spend, so I can take this one and this one. As you can see, I don't have any to actually clear the shop, but if you want, you just have to go on friend, and when you go there, you just go on this tab, and as you're going to see, I'm going to get into their base, and I'm actually going to get 20 credits. Just like that, we can just go to the credit store again and maybe spend it on something. You can do it 10 times before being limited, so you can get 200 just by visiting bases. Next up is going to be the outfit store. So the outfit store is actually where you can buy all the skin. So as you can see, there's a huge celebration, so there are a lot of skins that are available. And all of them can be actually both with Origin Prime, as you can see. So as I said in the previous video, Origin Prime can be acquired by just playing the game. The thing is, there are actually 4 different tiers of skins. So those are the 15 skins. Those cost 15 Origin Prime, and they only update the model of the character. Next up we have the 18. So the 18 section is, well, it was the baseline for a lot of time, and it's only really the same as before, so the model changes, but the SFX and also graphics effects of the skin also changes. And they later introduced the 21, for example this one, the 21 Origin Prime skins, so those are L2Ds. So those are moving animated skins, so that's why they cost 3 Origin Prime more. And also after, they added the 24. And those skins, so the model is different, the SFX and GFX of the skills is also different, the splash art is also animated, so as you can see if I do this, there's also an entrance. And, well, this is part of the reason why it's 24. And the last thing is that such a banger skin. The last thing being that they have different voice line. Compared to the normal Wishadel, this skin has different voice line. So this is why they cost 24. It's really expensive, so it's really up to you if you want to buy skin. As you can see, I have a lot of skin, but it's really because I really like those skins, but you can still use them just to get pulls or anything. It's really up to you, as I said. As long as you don't refill your sanity, it's actually alright. This tab is going to be for the spender part of the community. So yeah, for this one, I'm just going to talk about all the packs, but first thing first, the most recommended one is probably the monthly card. The best pack in the game. It's the most recommended pack because it gives you a lot of things for the price. But other than that, there are a lot of packs available for the moment because it's a special celebration, so I'm probably going to talk about them last. But for the pack that are there every time, so there's a starter pack, well, of every packs. So this one is okay. I think that every pack in the game is less worth than this one, so if you just want to buy one pack, just buy this one every month and you're basically set. You don't need to buy anything else. It's really, if you're a spender, well, what I actually recommend is taking all of those three packs, because, well, they're discounted compared to the one that you actually can get every month. This one is really great. But yeah, other than that, I think it's really up to you to actually choose, because, well, spending real money on a game is not something that can be taken lightly. So I really recommend you to actually think about it before spending money in the game. for example, never actually buy this thing with real money. It's just a waste. But I'd say that the real recommended packs are the Selector, because you can get operators like Logos and Ulpianus. I think my recommended thing would be to actually buy it for either Logos or Ulpianus, but I maybe lean a bit more on Logos than on Ulpianus. Next up we have this one. This one is really worth it for the bucks. So I'd say if you have the funds to actually take it, well, after you've taken the Selector, which is already quite pricey, well, you can take this one. But other than that, yeah, there is nothing really great. Even the Calcit one, oh, it's there. Even the Calcit one and all of them, they're not really worth it. Like, if you want to spend 30 bucks, there are a lot of better things to actually spend on than those packs. And now I'm going to talk about the Originium. Most of the time, if you actually buy all of them as a double, it's actually really worth it, because in certain game, when you buy the $100 packs, it's always the best pack for the price that you pay and what you get. But in Arknight, it's really similar, I'd say, because this one, if you multiply by 2, you get the same amount, and the same goes for there. And if you actually multiply 80 by 1.66, I think, you actually get the same thing and you get the same price. And, well, the same thing goes to last pack. This one is really straightforward. If you need Origin Prime, well, just buy it, but you should really think about it before doing it. It can be really pricey, and I know some people that have serious gambling addiction. So as a free-to-play or even a spender, really consider before putting money in the game.